It's better. Okay, now it's live. Okay, babe. I don't know what happened to it. It was tripping, but now it's not tripping anymore.
All right, should be okay, babe.
Now that you were running?
I mean, I wasn't running. I was doing more like
galloping, trotting.
trying.
Ooh, they have Ethiopian food on here now.
Are you live or what?
Yeah, it's live. It's just nobody's in here yet. Oh, actually, never mind. 10 people are in here now. That escalated quickly. Thank you. Yeah, still sorry. You know, we meant to be here earlier, but thank you for the happy birthday.
Yeah, it's Kamar's birthday, but.
Ooh, is this halal though? Because if this Ethiopian spot is halal, I'm going to die of happiness.
Am I on the right side?
You're always on my right side.
All right, so.
Okay, we're gonna get started shortly. I need to order some burritos right now.
Yeah, you gotta scoot over so I can send her up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we close that?
No, I think it's gonna make it really dark.
I guess. Okay. You want that veggie?
Yeah. Let me get a veggie burrito.
Okay. You want pinto?
Man.
Flour.
Sorry for being late, guys. I had some stuff to do. I had to get. Hold on, I'm gonna show them my
You're
stuff.
gonna show them your new stuff.
Yeah. I had to get my new iPhone X right here. Yeah. So that's why we're late. But let me explain, okay?
But real quick, we do see the chat.
Yeah. So my iPhone 6, the Wi-Fi antenna started messing up and it stopped working. I replaced it and it still didn't work. So I was like, man, I guess I need a new phone. But I'm not about to pay $1,000 for a phone because I just don't think they're worth that much. So I've been looking for like a month, trying to find a deal on getting a phone. And I got an iPhone X for $550. All right. And I don't know if you know or not, but that's a deal for sure. Because I think we bought our iPhone 6s for like $625 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a fully paid off iPhone X for $550. It's just like,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was team Android, but then everybody got phones. So, then everyone got iPhones. So, I mean, everyone knows that FaceTime's the best thing that iPhone has. So it's just,
I don't know. People like team Android.
Man, if you don't have FaceTime, you don't have nothing.
But I mean, people use WhatsApp, and I mean, it's not as good. I feel like this is so low.
Google phones are like, if a lot of people had Google phones, those would be dope because they have Google Hangout, which is really nice.
Okay. So this is ordered.
So it's ordered. Started. Do you have your points?
I'm about to pull them up right now.
All right, let me see something.
Okay, we're going to start in like 2 seconds. Sorry, you guys. It was just...
let me see what you... Oh, my God.
It's not a lot. It just looks like that because it's on a phone. Anyway, so while he's writing down those points, let's talk. Let's talk about why we haven't been consistent, which we want to apologize for. You know, why are you looking at me like that?
Huh?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Speak for yourself.
So were you guys born Muslim? Yeah.
Did you go to University of Michigan Ann Arbor? Yeah, I did.
Is that actually the whole school's name, University of Michigan Ann Arbor?
Yeah, it's a real thing. There's like University of Michigan Dearborn, and then there's University of Michigan Ann Arbor. And basically, if you're University of Michigan Ann Arbor,
that's like the real deal.
Yeah,
you can't be University of Michigan Dearborn.
No, there's nothing wrong with Dearborn, right? It's the same. I think it's the same degree, but University of Michigan Ann Arbor. It's just a little bit different.
Oh, they can't watch the live today, but I just want to say that you guys are doing an amazing, and I love your channel. May you have a long and beautiful marriage, inshallah. Ameen. Thank you. No need to apologize about being late or inconsistent. You don't owe us anything. You know what? Thank you for that, because sometimes you just got to hear that. You know, sometimes you feel guilty for missing a marriage Monday. So you must be smart, mashallah.
No, I just work hard. That's it.
I don't know.
I really don't think people are smart. I just think that there are those who work harder than others.
No, there are those who are able to understand math and those who are not. Okay.
Just because you're proficient at math doesn't mean that you're proficient at other fields, right?
That's true.
So
but
it's
I'm
like
saying,
everyone
like,
has something that they're really good at.
Some people
right?
are born with it. Some people are not.
When it comes to like achieving success, it's all about how hard you're willing to work.
That's true. Some people gotta work double hard. Like for me with math, I gotta work double hard. And Amir, he'll take like 2 calculus classes the same semester.
Hey, let's not talk about that.
I was given a hypothetical example.
That's a real thing. I took Calc 2 and 3 at the same time. It was I took it over a summer course, so it was like expedited or sped up, whatever. But let's just say I did pretty well.
Mm-hmm. You know, I could pull the points up on the here.
You can?
Yeah.
What?
No. I'll come back. Hold up. This is on full screen. That's why. Okay. And then here we go. That's not it. Just kidding. Gotta go to iCloud. What is this one? Why is it not on here? Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to pull up these points. Oh well.
You're being funny.
Whatever. Are you gonna write them all down? Why don't we just look at it, babe?
All right. Listen. This is another thing, okay? Because we haven't been super consistent with making the videos, we're not as good as we like. We're not as good as we used to be. So this is gonna be interesting. Hopefully we can get through it. Cause like before when we did our live videos, right? And we started up and like, hey, assalamu alaikum, this is Marriage Mondays, you know, and we were really good at just getting the videos. That's why we took so long to actually start doing live videos. But now, since we had a couple breaks,
a long break, we haven't done a live in a long time.
Like we'll see.
Are we sitting on the wrong sides?
Are we on the wrong side? I thought we were on the right side.
No, because it's mirror effect. Should we switch?
Yeah, we gotta switch.
We gotta switch.
All right. That feels weird for us, but I guess it looks a lot better for you. What time is it?
It's 2 p.m. here, 2:12.
2 p.m.
Okay, so let's try this. See what we got.
Let's see what we can do. All right, so what's okay? We say the topic again. All right, you're gonna say the topic. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another Marriage Mondays, where we spend Mondays talking about marriage. My name's Amir.
My name is Kamar, and today we're talking about long distance / internet relationships.
When we're talking about this, we want to point out that we're talking about relationships that develop after you've been involved on social media. So like you've been talking to someone on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, something like that, and now you've caught the feels, right? And
it's like you weren't trying to get married, you weren't trying to like find somebody, and you guys are talking. And it could be you may not have, it could be that you weren't even talking to the opposite sex like that. This person kind of just popped in your life somehow.
You know, he hit that heart a couple of times, and then he hit your heart a couple of times. You know? All right. And for all those people who are, the haram police, we understand and we acknowledge that, if you shouldn't be talking to people of the opposite sex on social media.
Because a haram relationship can develop, and that's when, you're doing this boyfriend-girlfriend type thing, and your parents are aware. So just be advised that that's not the best thing to do because
but it's the 21st century
and Muslims are not perfect,
right? And this is what happens. This happens every day. So we are going to talk about it, and
we're going to try to make the best out of the situation and hopefully turn things around so you could possibly make this haram situation into a halal situation.
Right. So the first thing that we want to talk about are some of the cautions involved in having this relationship and trying to pursue like marriage after it. Okay.
Okay, because I mean, you gotta always ask yourself with anything is like, am I in a position to get married? Like, can I afford it? Am I mentally ready? Am I financially ready? Like,
Yeah. Is my family gonna allow me to get married right now because I'm 16? Maybe I'm 13 and I think I love someone, but you don't love anybody. You 13.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
No, I'm serious because like I feel
know.
like the third
I know.
like between like 13, probably like 15, they're the people who are really talking to people on social media like
Yeah.
that, you know?
They're the ones really developing crushes because it's so like prominent, this boyfriend and girlfriend in middle school, high school. So
and
it's like
probably like more like with TV and stuff, right? Because all the kids are like texting and everything like that.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
But there's a lot of people in our age group too. Like, I mean, I don't know. Social media is probably the new wave for us, and as far as relationships with the opposite sex.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a lot easier to develop these relationships online because you have this barrier, but this barrier kind of causes you to be more like open about it. Not open, but more like accepting of this. Okay. Like, you're not going to go up to a guy and be like, "Hi, how are you? I like your face." Right. Then on social media, like double tap that like picture, like, "Bro, your face though." You know, so it's like people are.
It is a lot easier to talk to people on social media because it's like you get rejected on social media. It's like, I mean, I just went in your DMs. It doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah. So like back to the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Back to caution.
Yeah.
All right. Back to caution.
Okay. So the thing we said last was asking yourself if you're ready to get married. And, you know, if you are, okay, cool, but you got to take the appropriate steps. Yeah. But next, caution.
Yeah, the next thing is that social media doesn't show you everything about someone, right? It shows you the things that they want to highlight. Like, for instance, if I go to LA and I take a nice picture and I post it, right? It doesn't really represent me. It just represents what I've done.
Yeah, it doesn't show your everyday life either.
It doesn't show your everyday life. And I think that social media is just something that highlights your best life, and we're all trying to live our best life, right? Mm-hmm. So you need to be cognizant because they're highlighting their best life.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Social media only allows you to see a glimpse of a person, so you just see what they allow you to see.
Right.
And I mean that's what talking to someone online in general. Like you are only seeing a part of a person that they're allowing you to see. And most of the time the talking is done privately between two people. So you're not going to have another person there reading body language, reading tone of voice, saying, "Bro, you know this person over here."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like and another thing to be cognizant of is that, or cautious of, is that when you're speaking to someone, right, you're not able to interpret their feelings. Right?
Or their tone of voice.
Their tone of voice. Like these are cues that you can tell when you're speaking to someone. If she's smiling, laughing, you know, if she's not smiling, if she's not laughing at all, you know. But when you're on social media and someone just puts haha LOL, it's like LOL is super fake.
LOL is like
when you put LOL, like how often are you really laughing, right? Like I remember there was a comment on one of the videos or something that we posted on Instagram, and someone was like, "LOL, I'm really laughing," right? Like they were really laughing. When someone's talking to you and you think, I mean, you can think about it for yourself. When you put LOL or haha, you're not really laughing. You're just like, Okay. Something else to be cautious of is do you find anything that you don't like about this person, right?
Yeah.
No one's going to be perfect. And if you think that you like everything about them, then something's wrong with that situation.
Something is wrong because there's not going to be a perfect person out there. You have to understand what you like and what you don't like about a person. That's a part of the maturity that it takes to enter a relationship because you're looking at the person as a whole with their negatives and their positives and saying, yes, I'm going to accept you this way. But if you see a person and you only see their positives, then either they're not showing you everything or you're not really looking for everything.
Yeah. It could just be that, you know, they're like their image that they're projecting on their social media is a fantasy that you wanted, you know, like this is the person I want. He has this, he does this, she does this, she looks like this, right? And that you know, in life, we can't chase fantasies, right?
Mm-mm.
That's just facts.
That's
All right.
facts.
So,
What I go again repeating everything you say.
it's all right, man.
But let's sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say let's talk about the positive sides of these internet relationships and meeting somebody on the internet, because it's not all like negatives. There's also some positives to it.
I think that one of the positives is that they're really able to see kind of like what they like, right? Like the things that they're liking on social media, the people they follow, right? And then you're also able to see kind of like what they're about, as in like the people who are following them, right, or that are liking a lot of their photos and how they are, right? So like it's really easy to tell if someone's a pothead, right? Just based on the people who are following them and who they follow, or the things that they post, right?
And for some reason, I don't know why, literally when you said pothead, I'm thinking like, what? Because anyway, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
A pothead is someone who smokes weed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know, okay, but it was like I watched a video earlier of a little kid putting a pot on his head, and he's like, I'm a pothead. So when he said that, I'm like, pothead. Okay, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
All right, you go.
No, I want to bounce up what you said, but I kind of distracted myself. Sorry, did I distract you too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah, you get to see them.
We usually edit that out. She does it a lot. All right, go.
You usually get a chance to observe from a distance while not being directly a part of their life.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see things that they, if you go on the Explorer page, you might find something that they like.
You might find something strange.
You might find some strange things. So you might find some good things too. So it's like it allows you to see things from a distance without, hovering over somebody trying to figure out what they like, who they are. And you also, you get to see their friends. You get to see you get to see their tagged photos.
Yeah.
You get to see what they do.
Oh yeah, the tagged photos will really expose some people.
You get to see what they do in their free time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Unless they untag themselves, and it's like, oh darn it. But still, you get to follow all their friends, and then you get to see the photos that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not taking them down.
No, they're not.
All right, so then, so there's good and there's bad, but now once you've entered this sort of relationship, and you're thinking, I really like this person, could he or she be my spouse, right? Like, how are you going to continue this relationship? Obviously, because we're not going to try and have boyfriend and girlfriends, right? We want to get married on this channel. This is Marriage Mondays.
Well, we talk about Mondays. We talk about marriage.
Okay.
Mondays.
All right, let's try that again. Well, this is Marriage Mondays, and we talk about.
I was so serious. We talk about Monday.
Babe, you're gonna
get it together. Yeah. Get it together.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We can't even edit this video.
We can't.
You're like, we have to go. Keep going.
Okay, I'm trying to. Where we talk about marriage, because that's what we're trying to do.
Right.
We're trying to get married on Mondays.
No, we're educating them about marriage on Monday.
Exactly.
We're trying to get married in the future.
Exactly. And it could be a Monday.
Yeah. All right. So how do we continue this relationship? All right. The first thing that we have to do is that we need to be okay. So you can't get married to someone unless you meet them in person. Right?
Yes, because
it's very important.
It's like, even if you're having this online relationship, that's cool, but being able to see somebody in person, you could say, you know what? Not that height is a big deal, but you could say, you know what? You're a little smaller than I thought.
Right. You know, some people take their photos like they're up and the photos are taken from the bottom, so then it looks like they're taller, right? Kamara's like, what, 5'3", 5'4"?
5'3".
And
a half.
And she could take pictures. She's a photographer. She can make magic with the camera lens, right? She can make you look 6 foot.
Mm. Yeah, right. I could Photoshop that for sure.
And then, man, you would be upset.
There's actually a lot of things I could do with Photoshop. Like, I could make your body look bigger or skinnier, or I could change. Anyway, there's a lot of things that you could do. That not saying that looks are important, but if you have an image of somebody. Looks are very important in marriage. They're not okay. They are
Stop kidding
okay.
yourself.
Okay,
like, everyone,
they are.
we got to be
We're
real
adults.
here, right?
Let's be
Like the
real.
way you look is important to people, right?
That is true. Okay, looks are important, but it's not the most important thing.
All right.
It's
Besides, all right.
Okay.
You have to meet the person, all right? You want to have that interaction, that one-on-one interaction, and when you meet this person, we have to have your wali present, okay?
Yes.
Right. If they're trying to meet you alone, that's a red flag. Right. If they don't want to talk to your wali, that's a red flag. And even for the guys, if you're just gonna meet with the guy, it's good if they bring someone along with them, right? If they come alone, I mean, it kind of depends on your age range, but if they're in their 20s, they should bring like maybe their mom or their dad with them, okay?
Maybe their mom.
Yeah.
That'll be less like that's, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
It'd be less serious. I mean, they're gonna bring their dad, right?
Okay, but if the girl brings her dad, at least like the girl will have like another woman there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
If the guy brings his mom,
right? You should meet in person, right? You should do to turn the situation around. You should do your best to really find a way to pursue marriage, right? Talk to her wali.
Get him to talk to your wali. Yeah. Like, you don't want to spend the most of the time.
See if he can actually come to visit you, or you can go to visit him, right?
Preferably him go to see you.
Right. Like, someone's got to spend the money to go.
Someone got to do it.
You guys are far away, but you guys need to figure out how you're going to meet each other. And if that's not even practical, then bye. Like, like if we can't meet, it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, like meeting in person, is that, because I mean, there are people who get married without even looking at people, and then they regret it, you know? As soon as they see them, they're like, you know, you're not who I thought you were.
Right. You know, you want to be able to really understand where they are, right? Where they are with their deen. What, like, are they praying 5 times a day, right? There aren't many people posting 5 times a day, like, oh yeah,
they're not.
This is Fajr. You know, I'm praying Fajr right now.
Dhikr.
Yeah, Dhikr. You know, I'm reading the Quran. It's like a lot of people do post things of them reading the Quran, but like, I mean, if
a lot of people aren't posting like religious things,
you're not
like
posting
that,
all of your religious stuff.
You're not trying to like brag about your ibadah and things like that.
So I mean, that's something that you're supposed to keep quiet, right? Or most people think that you should keep quiet, and maybe that's our own fault. Maybe we should be more outgoing.
I don't know.
And expressive
that's a different topic for Millennial Talk Tuesdays.
Yeah. What are you
I'm just kidding.
about?
I'm just kidding. Am I kidding?
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, so you need to really find a way to assess their deen, right? Like sometimes people aren't, like we said, people aren't posting about where they are in their religion, but once you're able to kind of interact with them and talk with them, you'll be able to get a better sense of how they are in their relationship with Allah.
And that's true, because you meet them in person, you'll be able to see if they say, hey, let's take a pause and let's pray. Like when Amir and I met, before I was leaving, me and my mom were leaving, he was like, do you guys want to pray first? And I was like, dang, he the one. He reminded me to pray. So that's the only thing you can experience in person. When you experience that, someone telling you, hey, let's stop and let's pray to Allah, then you're like, dang, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I was just thinking about food. Now I'm thinking about Allah. You know, those are good things. And that's really where we're going with that, is that, you know, once you've entered into this kind of relationship where your attraction is gotten to that point, right, you should definitely try and do your best to find a way for you to continue the relationship in a more Islamic manner.
And speaking of that, let's talk about how to take this to the next level, the next level of marriage, of potentialism. Is that a word?
No.
It sounds like one.
All right.
We should use it.
No, I'm not saying that.
It sounds like a
thing.
thing.
I'm never gonna say that.
It sounds like a thing.
No.
A potentialism. It sounds like a group of potential people. It's like the process.
Ism is like a religion.
No, ism is like a practice.
Potential, babe. I'm not saying it.
Okay. No. First of all, he's not going to cut his hair. Second off, let's continue this video. Okay. So let's talk about taking this to the next potential. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, that's what happens when you say things like potentialism.
What I'm saying is let's take this to the next level and let's talk about introducing it to your parents. That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and bringing this potential to your parents.
It is a very, I don't know how touchy it'll be, but you know, at some point you have to think about it when you introduce this person to your family. If you have to go to them, you've already told them, right? But if they're just in your kind of local area and you're gonna meet and they're gonna meet your family, right? You got to figure out how are we gonna tell our family that we've just been talking on social media?
Because most likely they're gonna freak out.
Yeah, are we gonna tell them that we were talking on social media? Maybe we met each other at, you know, on Eid.
That doesn't work if you live in 2 different countries.
Yeah, if you live in 2 different countries
or 2 different states.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying that you want to lie to your parents about something, but there are ways to, you know, bend the truth a little bit, so then they don't freak out about you talking to someone online for years.
Is a real word, and I gotta look up what that is. Or it says something great. Anyway, continue because we're not doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so whenever you bring a potential to your parents and try to bring up the topic, you never say, "I want to marry this person. This is who I want to marry," or "Oh, I'm so in love, I want to marry." You don't do that because you don't really know this person. You don't know them to the point where you actually can say, "Hey, I want to marry you."
An easy thing for you to say to your parents is that, you know, you could go to them and say, "I've been interested in this person. He or she seems like a very good guy and or a good girl, and you know, I like her Islam, and I want to meet her and her family.
And I want to do it in a halal way. I want to take the steps to see if I like this person for marriage." You know, it's not a definite thing. Because with your parents, you don't want to show that you are emotionally involved at all, because that's when parents are like, "You don't know nothing. All you're doing is thinking with your heart."
Yeah.
Do you need one of these?
Maybe. Yeah, my dad is.
Do you too?
No, one is good.
Okay. Yeah, so you wanna make it seem like you're not superly emotionally attached, and that if they say no, you're not gonna break down. Even if you are gonna break down inside, you're probably gonna cry. Like, you don't want them to know that. You gotta beat your parents at their own game.
And guys, if you're gonna sit in the corner and cry, you should be a little bit stronger. But don't let anyone see you cry.
Oh, potentialism is a completely new way of understanding and interpreting the world we live in. Scratch that. I'm not using that word because that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. So I think that concludes the video.
Wait, does it? I don't know. I feel like there's more to talk about with parents.
Introducing them to your parents.
Because you gotta, I guess so, you just gotta rip it off like a Band-Aid and let your parents know that you're interested in somebody.
Once you let them know that you're interested in someone, you're in a regular communication ship, right? Once your parents are involved, then once your parents and the waliya are involved, you are officially in a communication ship, which means you are officially in a halal relationship. All right, your parents know that you're talking and you have an interest in marriage, and now you're in a close to halal relationship. And so we've bridged that gap from being in a relationship. We'll just say in a harami relationship where you're just corresponding with the opposite sex, to a point where you're in a more halal relationship. Your parents know that you're talking to this person, trying to get married. And alhamdulillah, may Allah make it easy for you. May Allah make it easy for all of us. Ameen.
Okay, so I think that concludes
the video.
That was good. That was about like 15 minutes.
That was 15 minutes. We messed up a little bit, only a little bit. You know, we probably would have only cut out like 5 minutes of what we said.
Yeah,
maybe more. But who cares? Because I think we relayed our point pretty well. And you know, there's 70 people, 75 people watching.
77.
You know? 77. We really appreciate you guys, you know, coming to watch this. Now we're gonna answer some questions. Actually, really quick, we'll probably post another video about this, but what we want to do is for next week, we're going to hop on live, and then we'll wait till we get about like 50 people or so, and we're gonna try and make a video together with the viewers. So what Kamara and I typically do is on Sundays or Saturdays, we'll think of a topic to talk about. And once we think of a topic to talk about, we'll start coming up with points, and we'll each jot down points, and then we'll talk to the points when we create our video. So what we want to do with the viewers is that we want everyone to come on, and then we're going to come in. We're not going to have any ideas for a topic or anything like that, but we're going to allow you guys to come up with topic ideas. We'll try to pose topic ideas, and then once we've all figured out which topic that we want to talk about, we're going to try and put up points, and then the following week we'll post the video, the viewers' video, right? So then you guys will have kind of like your own real video on Marriage Mondays.
Are we going to shout them out with this?
I don't know. Maybe when we edit the video for the points, because we have the chat, right? We can put underneath, like we can give like your YouTube name, kind of like a shout out when we start talking about your point. But a lot of people may have the same kind of point, so we'll see how it goes. We might end up like doing multiple shout outs or like just one or two.
Okay, so let's get started with the questions. Well, that's a statement.
As a man, you should work on 4 key things before marriage. 1, work on your deen. 2, work on your money.
Wait, hold on. That one was last. This one before that one. What if they aren't really active on social media and they want to be more productive in real life? And the tone you talked about, what if you know their tone through audios and calls? Well, I mean, if you know that both of you are serious about being in a relationship, then it seems like there's nothing stopping you guys from taking it to the next level, which is involving the parents. Right.
I mean, if you've already spoken to that person and you know, like, kind of their feelings towards you, then that's a completely kind of like a different. It's not a different situation totally, but that just simply doesn't apply to you, right? So for some people, they haven't really corresponded verbally with their person of interest, and so for them, they don't know, right? Mm-hmm. They don't really understand, but you know that that person likes you or doesn't like you.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is just bringing it to the parents. Answer my question earlier.
Let's try and go up.
That's a lot of up, though, babe.
Let's see. Hey.
That's a lot of up.
Do you see the chat? You haven't seen the chat.
But this is, babe, that's a lot of up.
Hey, these people came.
This is the one we were answering.
The people that came, like, at first, like, they were here from the beginning. So
I know, I'm saying. No. I'm saying this is the ones we already answered. This is before we started it. Yeah.
Let's see, man.
Remember Team Android?
Yeah. I'm just looking. Listen, I want to make sure that the people who come first don't feel like we just skipped over all of their questions, right?
That's true.
You know? Like, I'll be salty.
Oh gosh, I want that burrito so bad.
How do you guys study at uni? Yeah, we study at universities.
You study at university. I'm at the CC.
Tamara's at community college. Inshallah, when she gets her bachelor's degree, she'll transfer to uni.
I'll transfer to state.
State.
Yeah,
state and uni are basically the same thing.
Okay, but state and university have different requirements here.
Okay. So, what do you think about convincing someone to get into Islam? I think that you should
convincing someone or giving dawah.
Yeah, I think that giving dawah is something that Muslims are actually required to do. We're supposed to relay the message of Islam, but convincing someone to become Muslim just because
not your job.
You want to marry them isn't necessarily the best thing to do. You should want them to be. You should encourage people to be Muslim because you believe in Islam and you want to relay a good message for other individuals, right? And you don't know. It'll be difficult for you to tell if like they really love you for the sake of Allah, or like if they're becoming Muslim for Allah, if they're becoming Muslim for you. All right. So what else did they have?
These are statements.
What if they are not really a social media person?
That was the same one about they're not active on social media, but they want to be more productive in life.
I mean, just because someone isn't active on social media does not imply that they're not productive in life. So that's
That's
just
true.
like
That's a common
like
misconception.
yeah, just because someone doesn't like posting on social media, there's a lot of actors and things like that that don't post on social media, and they're
You're super active.
they're pretty productive. I mean, social media isn't. Yeah, social media just doesn't really. Like,
It's
just
not a whole
and yeah,
like
it's
you
not
don't
it's
get
not that big a deal. Like, and then you have people who post like thousands of pictures and stuff on social media who really aren't doing anything with their life. So it's like social media doesn't imply productivity. All right. Talking about red flags. Yeah. GG. The heart matters, not the looks. The heart does matter, but in all seriousness, people care about looks today.
Looks are important to help you abstain from fitna.
First is religion. Religion does come.
Yeah,
Religion sort of comes first.
It
right?
does come first.
Because you can, as a man can marry some people of the book, right?
People of the book. Her religion matters. She can't be a Buddhist. She has to have religion matters.
So do you think they were talking about Islam? Like, your deen matters, right? But
your religion matters. Most religion matters.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh my goodness, babe! I am so excited for this.
Let's see. Keep going. Can't eat. Hold on, man.
Why?
Hey, we gotta talk to people.
Can I do both? Can we take turns, like one eating and then one
so
like?
Now I'm getting closer to the bottom. So, but if the person looks, oh, that's another statement. But this person says, but if the person looks ugly to you, then
a good heart or not, you don't make him feel excited about being with you. If you don't look good, then just work on yourself before you start looking for a wife.
Did your parents reject him because he's African American?
Did my parents reject him because he's African American? My dad was super excited Amir was black. He was like, yeah.
And I look old. Where's the day in the life of oh shoot.
Well, you can't really make a video right now because you're doing testing, so busy.
Yeah. No, I should make the video. So look, here's the thing about making the day in the life of an electrical engineer, okay? So if I make the video, you can't see, like, the work that I do is classified, right? So there's not much I can show you. I can't even film inside of my building. So it's like I could show myself driving to work
and driving back,
arriving at the facility, right? So because, I'm not going to break the rules of my job just because I can, because I could film inside and have a video, but I'm not supposed to do that. And first of all, if my job found out about it, I could lose my job. I'm not going to risk my job, which pays my bills.
Yeah, and my bills.
To make a video, right? And I know that as far as content goes, it's not going to be very interesting. I could talk about my job and what I do, but it's not like I could actually make like a video. And I've been trying. Maybe I gotta watch a couple of videos of people who are showing kind of like what they do to see if I can do something similar, so that it's interesting and you get to see into my job, into my life. Okay. All right, now we're just going to go to the bottom.
Yeah, go to the bottom.
All right, let's see what people say. Would you marry a girl who is Muslim, but she doesn't pray? She goes out and gets drunk, but she's cool and loves Islam. But wiki man, what y'all think? All right,
so she needs to work on herself a little bit.
She needs to work on herself, but it also depends on on you, right? So if you're a practicing Muslim, right, which means that everyone's practicing, but if you're like really on your deen and you're like praying 5 times a day and you don't reading drink. The Quran and things like that, you're a more religious person, right? First of all, you're not going to think to marry someone who's partying and drinking, right? But if you are thinking to marry someone who's partying and drinking and things like that, that means that you are doing that stuff yourself, all right? So that implies that it's probably okay for you to, get it, like talk to this person if you want to marry them, but it also implies that you both need to really kind of work on yourself, right? You shouldn't, if you're Muslim and we're not supposed to drink and partying. It depends on like the situation.
What if you like her? Okay, what do you like about her? Is it what is it that you like about her? I'm not saying that people who drink and do haram are bad people.
Drink,
but if you're not into the dunya like she is, then what is it about her that is saying, wow, this is wife material, this is mother material, this is the person that I'm gonna leave my home to, that I feel comfortable knowing that she's in the right state of mind to protect my house, my belonging, my children, because it's like, if I have family members who I know drink, honestly.
He said that she's nice and she lost her dad. All right, look. So
wait, she lost her dad.
I mean, even if people all have their struggles in Islam, right? And when you marry into a situation, when you marry someone, you have to be willing to accept their faults. And if you're willing to accept these things, right, then it's okay, right? There's no reason not to. Like there was a Sahaba who drank a lot of alcohol as well, right? So like if you're willing to accept certain things, right? But if that's something that you don't like about them, then you should tell them that, if I want to marry you, but I don't like that you drink. And if you're married to this individual and you don't allow alcohol to be in your home, right, then they're less likely to drink alcohol, right? So there are ways to kind of work with that. All right. So what else is there?
It's taking a gap. Okay. I just want to show my burrito real quick, you guys, because
all right,
it's okay.
taking a gap year, okay, and working on yourself. I don't know what do you. I think
taking a gap from school.
A gap from school to work on. Yeah, I mean that's good. What do you do if you want to marry a black guy but you're an Arab girl? I don't know what to do.
I know. Sorry, let me finish eating.
That's what I said. Put your food down, babe.
I'm sorry. I'm so hungry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Where's? You're right. I can't even enjoy it fully. Okay. You have to. Honestly, you're gonna have to ask somebody who's been through that.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you. I don't know what it's like to be an Arab girl marrying a black guy.
Unless they think you're Arab.
I know what it's like to be like a black girl marrying a black guy. A black girl with a white mom.
But if you were Arab, right? I think that certain members of your family are never gonna really be happy with you marrying an African American, but your parents may eventually accept it. But if you're marrying a black guy, you have to you got to make sure that you're marrying a good try and marry a good black guy, right? Because
hold on, no, wait, don't start like that.
You better stop, babe.
Don't start like that,
I'm talking about a black guy. This is my realm. I'm a black man because, I'm being dead serious. All right. So there are good men and there are not so good men. All right.
Okay.
And these men, they represent us all, right? So as soon as you marry this black guy, right? If he's not really a great guy, right? You just like the way he looks or something like that, and then you end up getting a divorce from him because he's freaking crazy and he wasn't that good. Then he makes us all look bad.
Okay, that's better. Okay? I like the way you said it that way.
So there are a lot of people out here, black people. I'm not going to say what I would say, right? But there are a lot of black people out here who are tarnishing our image. And that's why there are
when we say black people, we don't mean dark skin. We mean African Americans. We don't mean dark skin. We mean individuals.
Dark skin is just. That's something different. Like when you're dealing with like just straight pure racism, right? Like people just want to marry lighter skinned people. It's just like.
But also when you're a non-black person marrying a black person, first thing you got to ask yourself, am I am I racist? Okay, because I'm gonna let you know now. There are women out here, non-black women, who are marrying black men, and they are racist. They marry black men because there is this stereotype, and black men are extremely hypersexualized. So they marry these black men, and they are in a relationship with a black man, and they kind of use it as like, oh, my black trophy husband, like I got this black trophy husband, like this really weird thing that not all non-black women, but a lot of non-black women that they do. And then they have black babies. You're going to have an African-American baby. And, there's a lot of times where people think, oh, well, I'm light-skinned, my husband's dark-skinned, so our baby is going to be light-skinned. That's not really how genetic works, Like your baby could be light, your baby could be dark, your baby could be anything. And if you're not prepared to have like a darker-skinned child, then I honestly would say stay with your own kind.
This person said not a gap isn't taking a gap from school. It says taking a gap from talking since it's not allowed.
Oh definitely take a gap.
That's definitely good. Like if you're not in a position to really get married, or you're just you want to get away from the situation, taking a gap is good.
Yeah, take a gap and see what happens.
Let's see. What do you do if you have 7 toes? All right. What do you guys mean, dark skin? Okay. What do you do?
Blessings to you, both of you talk about brothers and sisters. The burrito, though.
Burritos are on him.
It is so good.
Alhamdulillah. Thanks for the food, man. May Allah bless you. I mean,
that did cover our burritos.
It did.
That covered our burritos.
We appreciate that.
May Allah bless you.
For sure. Okay. Let's see. What did they say up here? Amir sounds like a conservative Republican.
Not at all.
People say Islam is correct. People say Islam is the correct religion. Yet, if I was Muslim and I tried to marry,
well, if you're not Muslim, you're trying to marry a Muslim woman, then no, it has nothing to do with your ethnicity or your culture. It has something to do with you are of a different religion. So,
right. And then when it comes to just like the Arabs accepting black people, right? There are white families in America that don't accept black people. So it's not just
it's not just
a Muslim thing. It's a cultural thing, right? Like people, because of the way that darker skinned people have been treated across the world, right? Like slavery and like people
colonialism, all around the world,
right? Colonialism, like essentially placed darker skinned people underneath lighter skinned people, and because of that, I mean,
it's just affected generations.
It's affected the people.
Yeah, and it's like in every country there is an issue with lighter skin and darker skin individuals and intermarrying.
So I mean, if we want to change that, our generation has to be kind of at the forefront of that. Like we have more people who are less racist in our generation than any of the previous generations, right? And even more so in like my brothers and sisters, my younger brothers and sisters, their generation, right? So the more and more, we kind of beat down the idea of racism, the better things will be for the people. All right, let's see.
It's ridiculous.
What?
An African American introduced me to the parents. If I was Muslim and I tried to marry an Iraqi woman, or even from Yemen, the parents would never allow. Okay, well, you're picking two very, the cultures, not those ones, okay?
Right.
But I have friends who are Arab and they're married to black men. It's not saying that all Arabs are racist. That's not what it is. You just got a handful of them. There's a lot of racism in the Arab community, but not all Arabs are racist.
Someone said that they're 25 and they haven't found someone, and they think that they're going to be alone.
25 is young.
Yeah, 25 is young.
What, you just graduated, basically, still getting your life together?
Just graduated, yeah. inshallah, I mean, when you start looking, it's not always super easy for individuals to find marriage, right? And my advice would be to, try and, I think we said, like, you try and talk to aunties and things like that.
There's no expiration date on
there's,
marriage.
yeah, I mean, you can all, like, when it's just like you shouldn't put so much pressure on yourself.
25-year-old girl, hey, I'm available. This is what we do. We spend Sundays helping people get married.
Yeah, so I mean,
there's no expiration date. Don't feel like, oh, because you're 25, you're not going to get married yet, or, don't feel that way. It's just Allah is preparing you and the person you're meant to marry for marriage. Like, don't trip.
Yeah.
What if you have social anxiety? I have social anxiety super bad, but I still found a spouse.
Yeah.
Super awkward. Like, I'm super awkward, you guys. I can't go nowhere.
Yeah, I can't take her anywhere.
You can't take me nowhere.
So, yeah, sometimes I like when we're talking to people, I'll look. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, he gives me this look like, why did you say that out loud?
What are you talking about? Wait, just let me do the talking.
Yeah, and he said more than 70% are more than racist. Let's be honest. When you walk past a group of Arab women, do they look at you in a mirror crazy? No, not at all. Amir and I, we don't get crazy looks.
Yeah.
We get crazy looks from white people. That white guy stared at us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably Hispanic, but he could have been on drugs too. He's probably on drugs, babe.
He didn't look Hispanic. Why is he had a bald head?
What? I mean, white people have bald heads too.
And they're the scary ones. They're the ones you stay away from.
Mm-hmm. You guys are one of my favorite coaches because you guys are funny and nice and give great advice, mashallah.
Well, I'm glad our advice makes sense.
Alhamdulillah. I try very hard to give the greatest advice.
You gotta get off of me. Ouch.
What do your names mean? Well, Kamara means the moon.
Amir means prince.
Or leader. Or rich. And what is that? What is
In Hindu? In Hindi? What?
It's
in Urdu? In
Urdu, yeah.
Does it really?
I think in Urdu it means.
I don't know. I don't speak.
It means rich, yeah. Because my name's Amir Al Gharib, right? And Amir means rich. And Gharib means poor.
That means strange.
No, I said in
in Urdu?
Urdu, yeah. It means rich and poor.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I love you from Ethiopia.
My stepmom is Ethiopian.
She says this every time, but she is.
Yeah, she is.
Mm-hmm.
I got mad. I wanted to go to Ethiopia.
Yeah, she makes some really good food.
The sigawat, the dorawat, the unkalat. Bruh. I love unkalat. That's eggs.
Man, it's just,
eggs are good.
She makes such good food, man. Like, it's crazy how good her food is. Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amir means rich in Punjab words. So you do know what you're talking about. I was talking to an Arab girl about getting to know her, and the okay for family asked if we could just meet, and she told me she didn't want to be seen with a black man in public. I mean, listen, there's a stigma. Okay, not all Arabs are racist, but there are some racism within the Arab culture.
I mean, if someone doesn't want to be seen with you, I don't want to be seen with them. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, there are people who will go out and they'll love to walk next to you. Like my wife, she loves to walk next to me.
I feel safe.
I'm pretty dark, you know. I'm not super dark, but I'm pretty dark, and you know, people look at me weird sometimes, and I look at them weird sometimes. You know, especially, you know, you're driving one day and you look to your left or you look to your right, and someone's just picking in their nose. It's freaking disgusting.
Where did you go from where to that? I
mean, hey, sometimes things just go south.
Exactly. Why do black care so much what other people think? Exactly. Like, if someone doesn't want to be with you, then forget them. Like,
exactly.
Don't trip about it. Like, seriously. Like, if someone doesn't want to, exactly, who cares? Move on. Don't get strung up on somebody who doesn't want to be with you because of your skin color, because of the way you look. Who cares?
Yeah.
There are so many people in the world, and you think they all have that same view? No. There is somebody written for everybody. So don't get strung up because somebody says no because of, because of the way you look. Like,
especially black guys, because hey, listen, you got to know that women outnumber men. That means you have more chances. Hey. Yeah.
But it's true, like, don't trip. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. As a Muslim woman, being in a Muslim woman community, 9 times out of 10, a non-black woman in the Muslim community wants a black guy. 9 times out of 10, and I'm telling you,
that's because black guys are a hot commodity.
Black men are just extremely hypersexualized and everything like that. But 9 times out of 10, these non-black Muslim women want a black guy, but they're afraid of what their culture, their family's going to say. They're afraid of how the community is going to look at them. But I'll tell you what they want, Sean. Okay, they do. They're just afraid of what society's going to say, what their community is going to say.
How much money do you have to save up to get married? I think that, to be honest, like five or 10,000. But
5 or 10. Oh, yeah. You gotta get. It depends on where you live, though.
It also depends on like who you're marrying and all this other stuff. But like, I think for like a basic wedding, like 5 to 10,000, you should be straight. It sounds like a lot, but I mean, you save up like 500 a month or something like that.
Hold on, all the Muslim girls were spazzing after Black Panther. So much fetishize. That's the thing. Like non-black Muslim women, they do fetishize over black men, and that's like the thing. It's just all they're just not all of them, but a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. What are your opinion on getting married while you're studying? We've said this before, but it's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I've seen marriages work. And
I've seen marriages not work.
Right.
It depends, on your situation, who you are. If you guys have a way to live.
I have 20,000
saved and a car and a house.
He
might.
He's been trolling the whole time.
He might have $20,000 saved, a house and a car. Babe, we should not doubt him.
Best thing about getting married, for a guy, is that because of
he says wallahi, babe. He brought out the wallahi. I don't think he is lying.
He might be serious.
He's not playing no games.
Well, then you have a lot of options.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, you don't want to give all 20,000 to someone. If they're talking about, I want a $20,000, my heart would be like, bruh.
Hey, listen, man. If you save those 20,000, don't give her all that money.
Mm-mm.
No way. Maybe. Man, I wouldn't give it. Like,
I would say
that probably took a while to save up. There's no way I give someone that much money.
5 is the limit. 5,000, like that's.
What do you guys think of age difference? It's really
big gap, like 15 years apart. My parents were 15 years apart, and there was a lot of issues. I mean, age wasn't the only issue, but there were a lot of things that came up because of age and the different levels of life experience and certain expectations. So it's like age gap does play a role in your marriage, but if you like people who are older, you're like, bro, I like you 15 years older. Like, you gotta think about the older the person is, the more risks that come with marrying them, like health wise, yeah, and also future children. If they're up there in age, then it's like they have a kind of a ticking clock on children because. Are you going all the way back to the top? I'm not going to lie. I'm into black guys, and to be honest, my family and culture really don't approve of this. Honestly, it's about the person's personality, not race. life is so backwards sometimes. It is. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I was at this like girls' party one time, and it's like this group of girls, and they were just we're watching this basketball movie, and they were just like, "Oh my gosh, like I wish I could marry one of those." But it was just really weird the way they were describing black men, and I was like, "Girl, you don't need to be married to a black guy. You need to relax. That's what you need to do." And he's 31. Oh, that's not like old or anything. That's still young.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think, at 31, his expectations may be different. The things you guys relate on may be different. That's the only thing.
You see how my hair just snaps back like that? Now let it go. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for. Hey,
Okay, I'll put it back.
Thanks everyone for coming to the chat and staying with us during the video. Hope you learned something. Hope we gave you guys some good advice. We just want to ask that, may Allah make it easy on everyone, inshallah. And we'll be back next week with another Marriage Mondays where I talk about marriage and Kamara talks about Mondays.